Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures, and today I'm sharing my dining room decorated for Christmas. I've made lots of videos sharing my Christmas boxes and pulling out the treasures, talking about them and displaying them, but now I'm calling this room finished. I have some school and work and church and family holiday obligations, and we're less than 2 weeks away, so I think I need to be done. Some things have changed since I originally shared those boxes and treasures. My goal was to get most of the items out and then decide where I wanted to shuffle things, if my style or look was going to change a bit. So I have edited some things from here, and I'll share that with you and talk about it. I describe my Christmas decorating style and maybe my style in general. I love an English cozy cottage look with patterns and color, layers for that collected look. And I also like the shabby romantic Victorian style. So I think that you'll see what I consider a mix of those two things in this room. So first, let's start with this wood hutch. Funny enough, I purchased this hutch. I found it on, I think, Facebook Marketplace. It might have been Craigslist, and I purchased it on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. So this is my Christmas hutch. When I see the natural wood color and the way that it has some pegs for the construction, some dings and dents, it just has a real rustic feeling to me, and that's why I like to have the ceramic pieces in here. I've kept it simple on top because I've been trying to pare down these collections, and I really didn't have anything to go up there. I could pull some things from different rooms, but I think it's nice to have some breathing room considering I've got so much elsewhere. I like the black and white photo. I think that brings a bit of nostalgia and age, and for the winter time I will change it out to an oil painting. I do think a poinsettia would be nice, but I don't get a lot of light there. But maybe in the future, I would add that there. On the inside, I have some ceramic figurines and bottle brush trees. In the past, I have sprinkled my collections here and there, but this year I wanted to keep them all together. So basically, I only have my Santa mugs right here and my little bottle brush trees in this area. We've got some bells, and I've used my green flower frogs to create different heights. On the second shelf, I've created some stacks with packaging. There's card boxes, ornament boxes, and ornament hanger boxes. So I've never added the ornament hanger boxes in. Sometimes I've just displayed them in a bowl or a box, but I like them added to the mix. So I've put all of my packaging here, and then a few more ceramic pieces just to tie the two shelves together. And then down low, more deer, big Santa punch bowl or hot chocolate bowl, some tins, and some more packaging. Next to the rustic hutch, I also have this bare wood stool. Last year I sanded it down and I covered it with this flour sack. I love the fonts and the red and green, so I call this my Christmas bench, even though we use it all year long. I'm always a big fan of contrast, and I had to pull this little table in here to make space for the Christmas tree in the living room. And I really enjoy the black in here. There was a designer from Trading Spaces who said you needed to have a little something black in every room. And I do have the curtain rods and a lampshade, but those are just little touches. I like this piece of furniture because of the scalloping, and I could put some things on these lower shelves, but I decided to put some amaryllis. I didn't plan it last year, and it was definitely a goal of mine this year. I like the mix, and I'd like to add more each year, and this one is such a bonus. It's having 4 blooms, plus this one that hasn't opened yet, and they're just this beautiful red-orange color coupled with this red and white striated one. And I've got a mix of a fancy little wine chiller, but then the rustic Emma Bridgewater graphic tea cup and saucer. The look starts to change a bit when we come to the feather tree, but what I love about a feather tree or any tree that looks like this is the sparseness. When it's not decorated, it doesn't look like anything special, but as soon as you add some candles and a little bit of that garland, it starts to get dressed up. And these really do showcase your ornaments well because there's so much space in between to see them. So I just have this to the side so it's not creating any issue with the plants, but I can't really get into the corner cabinet with it there. So let me move it to the side and I'll share what I did in there. I did move the French horn with the ribbon over here. I just wasn't feeling it on top of that piece of artwork. And to me, this has a Victorian feeling to it. I know some people will say, oh, I had that in the 80s, but I feel like that's when that resurgence of that lace and romanticism and pearls really came back. I've kept it pretty simple compared to past years in here. I decided that this is where I wanted to have my Santas and most of my snowman, although I did have the one ceramic one with the other ceramic pieces. Got candy canes, and the Santa is from 1922. He's one of those paper mache, paper pulp pieces. We have some of the older Santas in here with the paper snowmen. And these two small snowmen are marked Germany on the bottom. Kept it pretty simple on the shelf. One Santa, and then I do have some elves. This one is skiing as well, and they all have orange and red and white tones. So I've grouped them together. And down low, more candy canes, Santa. We've got some silver garland and a little collection of cuties. I've layered 2 tablecloths. I have this floral one, and I love the unexpected roses added with holly and ivy and berries for Christmas. And this one is April Cornell. And I have that layered on top of this faded red piece. I really like to use this for Christmas, but it is older. So by layering them, I get to protect the bottom one. And also the April Cornell, they only had it in a square. So I just love the pattern so much. I thought, how can I get it or do it? So you just put it on the diagonal and put something underneath, and then you can use a tablecloth even if it's not really the correct size. I kept it pretty simple. My daughter has been eating a ton of apples and oranges, so just lots of bowls to hold them. I just bought a bag yesterday and there's one left. She is going through them. And my new cake plate is out. I just like to do something different every year. It just uses what I've thrifted. It extends the life of things by switching things out. On this buffet, I have the box that's kind of a little catch-all for things. I have Christmas cards. I have a wreath. You can see I've shared this before. And then I have these stars, which I want to do something with, but I'm not quite sure. So they're just sitting there. And honestly, if you come over and see them, they don't look that bad in there. I've coupled that with a wreath, and then I added some embellishments to it, corsages and mercury beads. And I really like that look. And that looks nice up all throughout January with the white colors for snow. Things have been simplified in this cabinet, and I added them to the end of our hallway. I used to do some real mid-century things there, and then I decided I wanted to switch it up. It was looking jam-packed in here, which nothing's wrong with that, but I like to find a balance. I layered the stocking with some candy canes. And when I decorate in these cabinets, I don't pull any of the serving pieces out. I just fit the things in. So I think coupled with the serving pieces and the decorations, it was getting a bit much. So you've seen most of this. Some things might have switched a bit. And I've pulled out this assemblage. I believe that I made that last year. in a little hot chocolate tin. Something that you'd probably like to see are these two glasses that I picked up at the hospital sale, and it says Compliments of C. Reed & Co. Christmas 1896. They're so delicate. They have this beautiful frosting on them. And our buffet bar area is the last area. And I like it light and bright over here. We did put some chocolate in our little glass dish, so the bells moved. And at first, I don't know if you remember when I had pulled some things out and was decorating, I was trying to keep the glass trees together, but I just wasn't feeling it. So as I put more things out and shuffled things, I liked them sprinkled in different areas across the bar. We've got a garland of bells, which has a nice little sound. And I picked up this brass deer and sleigh last year, right after Christmas. So this is the first year that I'm putting it out, and I put some bells and ornaments in it. Pulled out my favorite painting for this time of year. But I think the thing that really makes it is when the lights are off and the sparkle of the lights in the mirror and in the glasses, the Christmas tree lights. And this is the first year that I put candles in the side windows, and it's such a nice little touch right there. I really enjoy that as something new this year. And you can see lights reflected into the glass here. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put it together this year. Merry Christmas, everyone.